Dave Trabert, Kansas Policy Institute, is on KCMO. All right, Dave, give us the 35,000-foot view here. What is the answer with the state sitting on a $4.5 billion surplus?
Well, good morning, Pete. You mentioned that, comparison to the other states in the region, Kansas used to say, thank God for Nebraska, or otherwise we'd be last.
Yeah.
We can't say that anymore. Nebraska has cut taxes. All states around Kansas have reduced taxes because they were collecting too much, and made it better for taxpayers. In Kansas, we've seen government spending exploding while the economy is falling farther behind. The first half of this year, Kansas lost private sector jobs. That the media didn't tell you about it because they don't want you to know that the Kelly tax and spend plan isn't working. But we have to get our economy started, not by giving money away to a business here or there, but by giving money back to taxpayers. And one of the big concerns has been, look back to Brownback, we had all those budget deficits, and it wasn't the concept of tax cutting, it was that the Brownback administration really bungled the implementation. They didn't have $4.5 billion in the bank. But this new analysis that we co-wrote with the Buckeye Institute in Ohio shows that even 4 years into the tax bill that Governor Kelly vetoed, Kansas would still have a $4.5 billion surplus. So it clearly can be done, and frankly, a lot more could be done because spending, as I said, has been just skyrocketing. We need to give people a break.
So then what is the surplus right now?
Right now, it is around $4 billion.
Okay, so it is right around that number.
Yeah, it is there now. And even with this, because revenues are going to continue to grow, inflation hurts people in two ways. One, you go to the store, the prices are higher. The other is that taxes go up. Government benefits from inflation. And so this has been the double whammy, and it needs to come back. It needs to come down. Income tax is the best way to do it. One of the reason we did this report was to show the difference between the economic impact of income tax and sales tax cuts, or permanent income tax cuts, and Laura Kelly's notion of a one-time rebate.
Well, she obviously a proponent of, and this was one of the few bipartisan things, they did cut that grocery sales tax. The question becomes, what is the best play when it comes to cutting taxes? Is it cutting sales taxes or is it cutting income taxes? Many would argue, hey, sales taxes actually helps those in the working class and the lower end more because it's a larger percentage of their income. You're saying income taxes are the way to go. Why?
For two reasons. First of all, people don't spend percentages of their income. They spend dollars. And you need to look at what's going to be the dollar impact. And the dollar impact of an income tax cut to most Kansans is going to be far more than a sales tax cut. The other thing is that taxes on productivity, income taxes, are the most damaging to the economy. And so we looked, for example, at a $500 million income tax cut would increase GDP by $430 million in the first year. It would increase capital investment by $240 million. By comparison, a sales tax increase is only about $160 million in GDP increase. It's more than double the impact on the economy. And when you have an economy that is falling farther and farther behind, we're in our fifth straight decade of stagnation. That is really important.
What, Dave Trabert, Kansas Policy Institute, what do you want to see Kansas do? A flat tax across the board, or do you want to just lower the threshold of the state income tax for certain income brackets?
The flat tax is the preferred way to go, partly because that's what other states are doing, and so that's what you're going to be compared to.
What would you make it?
Iowa, the proposal was to get it to 5.15. Right now, the top bracket is 5.7. It would be great if we could get it under 5%. Iowa is moving below 4%, and the economy is still growing, and they have plenty of money to spend. It's a matter of providing services at a more reasonable cost. Don't waste money, and provide good services and give people a break. So we want to get down at least to that 5.15. If you could break the 5 barrier and get it to 4.9, that would be even better. It sends a big signal to the rest of the country that Kansas is going to be open for business to everyone, not just a Panasonic here or there.
Okay. Now, what do you think? I mean, you have the legislative session in Topeka starting up here in the new year. Do you think Republicans can get it done either with Governor Kelly or potentially through a supermajority without Governor Kelly when it comes to a state income tax decrease?
Oh, it won't be with Governor Kelly. She has vetoed every single attempt to cut taxes since she's been in office. Every single time.
Well, not the sales tax. You mean income tax.
She vetoed every tax proposal that would have cut income tax.
Okay.
Yeah, she did go along with a plan that would start to phase out the sales tax on food. Every income tax cut she's vetoed. She wants to punish people. The more you make, just think about it. Even if you're a police officer, you're a firefighter, and you earn income overtime, you're going to get, it'll push you into a higher bracket. You're going to pay a higher marginal rate. She wants to tax you more so she can spend more. A flat tax eliminates that kind of overtime tax. It eliminates, it encourages people to, and this is also on small business, because a lot of small businesses are pay at the personal rate because the profits of the company pass through to the owners, and they pay at the individual rate. So this encourages business expansion. It makes it easier for business to expand, spend more money, and grow the economy, create more jobs. Governor Kelly is looking for window dressing. She is flat against reductions in income tax.
Well, they get that session started next month, and hopefully this will be top of the list in terms of things they're focused on, Dave. And we'll keep talking to you about it and seeing where it leads us next year. We appreciate it, my friend.
Okay, thanks, Pete.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
You as well. Merry Christmas. Dave Trabert of the Kansas Policy Institute.